Well, you've really outdone yourself this time.
I try.
This stuff is juicy. We've got AI going crazy, markets all over the place, and some big players making big moves. Meta, Nvidia, Intel, CVS, Walmart, even Apple. It's a lot.
Yeah, feels like the business world is in overdrive, her.
Totally. But first, gotta talk AI. You sent this article about DeepSeek, a Chinese AI company, and they're shaking things up.
Hmm.
Apparently, they built a powerful AI model, but for way less money than companies like, say, OpenAI.
Oh, yeah, DeepSeek.
And get this, they might actually start raising outside money for the first time. Some big Chinese names are interested too.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because what DeepSeek's doing is really shining a light on how fast open source AI is growing. Makes you wonder if that's the future of AI. One of the articles even mentioned this guy, Logan Bartlett. He's from Redpoint Ventures, and he said DeepSeek is basically forcing companies like OpenAI, who like to keep things closed source, to rethink their whole strategy.
Makes sense.
Even Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, has kind of hinted that, maybe they were wrong to keep things so closed off.
It does make you think, what do you think about the future of AI? Will one approach win out? Or could both coexist?
Well, it gets even more interesting when you throw Elon Musk into the mix.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's been pretty loud about his issues with where OpenAI is going. I mean, he even tried to buy the whole company.
Seriously.
Yeah. First, he tried to buy back his nonprofit stake for like $30 billion, but the board said no. Then he just went and offered $97 billion for the entire thing. Crazy, right?
That's a lot of billions.
Now he's got his own AI company, Grok, and that's pushing the limits even further.
Sounds like a real-life tech drama unfolding. Big personalities, big money, and even bigger technology. Kind of like what's happening in the markets right now. The S&P and the NASDAQ are hitting record highs.
I did see that, yep.
But the usual suspects, the Magnificent Seven, they're not the stars this time. Their contribution to the S&P gains has dropped like a rock from 62% back in 2023 to like 5 or 6% this year.
5 or 6, wow. Yeah, this shift away from those mega caps tech companies, it's definitely a sign that investors are looking for new opportunities. Sectors like financials and energy are stepping up. What's interesting is it might not be a bad thing for tech overall. Could just mean the market's maturing and investors are getting, well, more picky.
Picky's good. Got to make those smart choices. Speaking of, there's Meta.
Meta.
They had that crazy winning streak, 20 days, added over $320 billion to their market cap, but then, poof.
Yeah, kind of fizzled out.
Meta's a weird one. I mean, their year-to-date performance is still pretty good, even better than other big tech companies, but this pullback shows even the hottest stocks can cool off.
Totally agree. One of the articles actually quoted this guy, JJ Kenahan. He's the CEO of Tasty Trade at IG. And he thinks this pullback was bound to happen, after such a massive rally. He's still optimistic about AI, especially in healthcare, where Meta's investing a lot.
Makes sense. Catch your breath, Meta. We still believe, but show us what you've got. Okay, let's switch gear. Fixed income. It seems like the market's thinking 1 or 2 rate cuts this year. But Fed officials are giving mixed signals.
Right.
One article talked about Michelle Bowman, and she wants to see more evidence that inflation is slowing down before we even think about rate cuts.
Yeah, makes sense. And then there's Christopher Waller. He's more about pausing things for now, worried about getting stuck in a policy paralysis, he called it.
Interesting. And then there's this guy, Thomas Hoenig, former Kansas City Fed president. He brought up President Trump's tariffs.
Ah, tariffs.
Yeah, he's worried they're creating all this uncertainty in the global economy. Makes the Fed's job even harder.
It's like trying to predict the weather with all these variables changing constantly.
Exactly. And then there's this crazy idea going around about a Trump put for treasuries. Like a put, like the option.
A put, really?
Yeah, apparently Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that Trump might be trying to put a floor on Treasury bond prices and a cap on those interest rates so its own policies don't cause inflation to go wild.
That's a wild theory. So even with all his tough talk, maybe Trump's more worried about inflation than he lets on.
Could be. Shows how intertwined politics and global markets really are. One move can cause ripples everywhere. Let's talk about companies making big changes, starting with CVS. They're getting a lot of flack for their pharmacy benefit manager, PBM, business model.
Right, those PBMs.
Yeah, they're basically the middlemen in the drug pricing world, negotiating prices between drug makers, insurance companies, and pharmacies.
Lots of criticism for making drug prices higher and not being transparent enough. It's gotten so heated that even a Trump administration is looking into it.
Yeah, they're thinking of policy changes to try and make drugs more affordable. It's like CVS is in a tug of war, with everyone pulling in different directions. One of the articles even quoted Anelli Tani-Prem, the CVS Group president. She defended CBMs, saying they actually help lower costs by increasing competition between drug companies.
Interesting.
She talked about how CVS is trying to get people to use more generic drugs and lessen the impact of price hikes on brand-name drugs.
It's a complicated issue for sure. Lots of factors contribute to high drug prices. But the fact that the Trump administration's involved means things might be changing soon.
For sure. Now, Intel, They're facing pressure from Broadcom and PSMC to split up, separate their profitable chip design business from their struggling manufacturing business.
Splitting up, huh?
Yeah, one article quoted Matt Bryson, Senior VP of Equity Research at Wedbush Securities. He thinks a split could unlock a lot of value for investors. Says the chip design business alone could be worth more than Intel's entire current market cap. But he also said there's a lot of regulatory hoops to jump through, and it's uncertain, especially since there might be foreign companies involved.
Foreign companies, that always adds another layer of complexity.
And speaking of complexity, Intel's stock has bounced out a bit recently, partly because of this talk about a split.
Interesting.
But Bryson still has a neutral rating on it. Says it's all murky until we know more about what's happening with Intel's manufacturing.
Makes sense to be cautious.
Absolutely. Okay, last but not least, Walmart. Their earnings report wasn't great, and they gave a cautious outlook for the next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their stock took a big hit, biggest drop since November 2023. One of the articles quoted Oliver Chen, senior research analyst at TD Cowen. He's actually not that worried. He thinks Walmart's doing well operationally, low prices, tech investments, digital advertising, and their marketplace model.
Sounds pretty solid.
Right, but the problem is tariffs. Even Walmart is feeling the pressure from those tariffs on their supply chain and prices. But Oliver Chen thinks they're better positioned than competitors like Target to deal with it.
Why is that?
Well, they're doing really well with e-commerce profitability, and they've got other potential revenue streams like that digital advertising and expanding their marketplace. They're not just a store anymore. They're becoming this multifaceted retail powerhouse.
They're evolving.
Exactly. It's all connected, isn't it? AI, the market shifts, these corporate shakeups.
Definitely starting to see the bigger picture here. It's definitely a lot to take in. But yeah, it's all connected. These trends might seem separate at first, but they're all intertwined. AI is a driving force behind a lot of these changes, and it seems the companies that can figure out how to use it effectively are the ones coming out on top.
AI, the invisible puppet master, huh? And like any big tech revolution, there will be winners and losers. Some companies adapt and thrive. Others, well, they get left behind. What do you think it takes to succeed in this new AI-driven world?
Adaptability, that's key. Got to be willing to embrace change, experiment with new technologies, and adjust those strategies on the fly. The companies that cling to the old ways, they're going to have a tough time.
So it's not just about jumping on the AI bandwagon, right? You need a vision, a plan for how AI can actually help you reach your goals.
Exactly. AI is a tool, not a magic wand. It's not going to fix everything on its own. You need the right people, the right processes, the right data to make AI work for you.
It's like having all the ingredients for a cake, but no idea how to bake. You'll just end up with a mess.
Perfect analogy. Companies that are already well run, they've got a handle on their data. They're probably the ones in the best position to win this AI race.
So it's not just about having the latest AI tech. It's about having the right foundation, the right culture to support it, and of course, the right people who understand AI and data science.
Couldn't agree more.
Which brings up a complication. What's going to happen to jobs? Some experts say AI is going to cause massive job losses. Others say it'll create new opportunities. Where do you stand on this?
I think it'll be a bit of both, honestly. Some jobs, the ones with a lot of repetitive tasks, they'll probably get automated.
Yeah.
But AI is also going to create new roles, in AI development, data analysis, AI ethics, things like that.
So it's not necessarily about jobs vanishing. It's about jobs evolving.
Exactly.
And the workers who can adapt, learn new skills, they'll be the ones in demand.
100% agree. This is why lifelong learning is so important now. The world's changing so fast. Got to keep learning, keep updating those skills to stay ahead of the curve.
We're all students now. Always got to be learning.
That's the mindset.
But this is actually exciting. It's a chance for people to take control of their careers, explore new things. AI could lead to more fulfilling work even, work that aligns with your passions.
Totally. AI could free us from the boring, repetitive stuff and let us focus on being more creative, strategic, It could even help us understand ourselves better, lead us to more personalized career paths.
Now that's a future I can get behind. But we can't ignore the downsides either. As AI gets more integrated into our lives, what are some things we need to watch out for?
Well, one interesting thing is how AI might impact gaming. One of the sources mentioned this company, Hood. They're making some serious waves with their AI-driven gaming approach.
Hood, I haven't heard of them. What are they doing?
They're using AI to personalize the gaming experience, make game development more efficient, and even create new ways to make money.
Sounds like they're taking gaming to a whole new level.
What's cool about them is they're not just focused on the tech, they're also focused on the community, using AI to connect gamers with each other and build a more engaging, immersive experience.
Yeah, community's huge in gaming.
And their approach seems to be working. It's like they're using AI to build a whole gaming
A
ecosystem.
thriving ecosystem, I like that.
And they're also using AI to create new opportunities for game developers, especially the smaller guys. Their platform gives developers tools and resources that make it easier to create and distribute their games.
That's awesome. So it's like AI is leveling the playing field, making game development more accessible for everyone.
Exactly. This could lead to more diversity, more innovation in the games we play.
And that's a win for everyone, gamers, developers, the whole industry. So AI is not replacing human developers, it's actually helping them make even better games.
Precisely. And this trend's just getting started. As AI gets better, we're going to see even more immersive, mind-blowing gaming experiences. Games that blur the lines between reality and virtuality, creating whole new forms of entertainment and social interaction.
Can't wait to see what the future holds for gaming. Speaking of pushing boundaries, Apple's been making some interesting AI moves too. They've always been at the forefront of technology, and they're definitely not slowing down when it comes to AI.
What's interesting about Apple is their focus on privacy. They're developing AI that's designed to protect user data, you know? This is something that sets them apart from other tech giants who've been criticized for how they collect data.
Privacy is a big deal these days. It's becoming more and more important to people, so Apple's focus on privacy-centric AI could give them a real advantage.
Absolutely. It's like they're saying you can have powerful AI without sacrificing your privacy.
I like that.
And they're also integrating AI into their products in ways that make them even better. Like their new iPhone has AI-powered camera features that automatically adjust settings and improve image quality. And Siri, their voice assistant, is getting smarter all the time thanks to AI.
So they're using AI to make their products more intuitive, more user-friendly.
Right.
But they're not just focusing on consumer products, are they? They're also investing heavily in AI research and development, especially in machine learning and computer vision.
Yeah, they're playing the long game. They're not just looking for quick wins. They're investing in the research that will push AI forward for years to come.
It's like they're setting themselves up to dominate the AI landscape. They're not just reacting to what's happening now, they're actively shaping the future. And that could lead to huge success down the road.
I agree.
But let's not forget about the other players in this AI race. There's SoundHound, for example. You sent over some info about them. They're focused on voice AI.
SoundHound, yeah, they're interesting because they've really carved out a niche for themselves in the AI world, focusing on voice AI technologies that are being used in all sorts of applications, from car navigation systems to restaurant ordering systems.
So they're the voice AI experts, the specialists. Not trying to be everything to everyone, just doing one thing really, really well.
Exactly. And they've already partnered with some big names, Stellantis, Honda, even Snap.
So they're making some serious moves.
They're gaining traction, establishing themselves in that voice AI space.
But like any company in such a fast-moving industry, there are risks.
Of course.
Lots of competition from other voice AI companies, and it's not guaranteed that they'll keep growing and become profitable in the long run.
Right.
So based on what you've seen, what do you think about SoundHound's future?
I think the key for them is to keep innovating, keep expanding what they offer. They need to stay ahead of the curve in voice AI technology and find those creative new ways to apply it to real problems.
They've got to be the thought leaders, the pioneers, right? The ones pushing the limits of what voice AI can do.
Absolutely. And that takes more than just technical skills. It takes vision, strategic thinking.
Now let's zoom out for a second. Look at the overall market. Investors are going crazy for AI companies right now. Valuations are skyrocketing. But is this all just hype? Or is there something real behind it?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's a high-risk, high-reward situation. Some investors are cautious, worried about an AI bubble. Others are all in, convinced this is just the start of a massive AI boom.
It's like the Wild West out there, everyone trying to strike gold in this new AI frontier.
That's a good way to put it.
But how can investors tell the difference between a real opportunity and something that's going to disappear just as quickly as it appeared? What should they be looking for in this AI gold rush?
It's tricky, for sure. Investing in AI definitely needs a lot of research, due diligence, and a long-term vision. But for those who can handle the uncertainty, navigate the risks, the payoff could be enormous.
Not for the faint of heart, then. But that's what makes it exciting, right? We're seeing a tech revolution that could change everything. And the people who can spot the winners early on, well, they could be in for some massive gains.
It's like witnessing the birth of a new era, and we have front row seats. But even with all this excitement, all this hype, we can't forget that AI isn't just about money and tech advancements. It's about how we use it to make life better, to build a better future for everyone.
That's such an important point. It's easy to get swept up in all the hype, but we need to remember AI could help us solve some of the world's biggest problems. Climate change, disease, poverty. But it could also be used in harmful ways. So we got to make sure we develop ethical guidelines, regulations to keep things on the right track.
Absolutely agree. AI is powerful and it's up to us to use it wisely. We need to acknowledge the potential pitfalls while also embracing its potential to create a more just, equitable, and sustainable world.
We need a global conversation about the future of AI, don't we?
We do.
Bring in diverse voices, different cultures, different perspectives. Make sure AI benefits everyone, not just the select few.
I'm so glad you said that. It's not just a technical challenge, it's a societal challenge. And it's going to take all of us working together to make sure AI is used ethically and responsibly.
Now, you mentioned CVS. They're actually using AI to improve healthcare, right? They're personalizing treatment plans, predicting health risks, even developing new drugs. Seems like they're really pushing the limits of what AI can do in healthcare. What do you think about this?
What I find interesting about CVS is that they're not trying to replace their healthcare workers with AI. They're integrating it into their existing system, using AI to enhance what their pharmacists, nurses, and doctors can do.
So AI is like a superpowered assistant, helping healthcare pros make better decisions, deliver better care, and get better results for patients.
Exactly. And it's making healthcare more accessible and affordable, too. Those AI-powered telehealth platforms, they can offer consultations and diagnoses remotely, which is huge for people in rural areas or anyone who struggles to get to a doctor's office.
Wow, that's really changing things. AI could really close that healthcare gap and bring quality care to communities that have been underserved for so long. And it could also help lower costs by automating tasks, making things more efficient, preventing unnecessary hospital trips. What other exciting developments are you seeing in healthcare and AI?
AI is playing a big part in drug discovery, too. Those algorithms can analyze tons of data to figure out potential drug targets and even predict how effective new drugs will be.
Wow, speeding up the process.
It can really speed up the drug development process, which means getting new treatments to market faster and cheaper.
That's incredible. It's like AI is turbocharging medical innovation. We could see breakthroughs in treating diseases that have stumped us for years. But like any powerful tech, we got to be careful, right? What are some things we should be thinking about, ethically speaking?
Oh, absolutely. We need to be very careful about how AI is used in healthcare, especially when it comes to patient data. And then there's the issue of bias in algorithms. We have to make sure these AI-driven solutions are available to everyone, no matter their income or background.
So we need ethical guidelines specifically for AI in healthcare. We need to make sure it's truly promoting well-being and not making those existing inequalities worse. Based on what you've read, what's the best way to approach this?
Collaboration, that's key. Technologists, healthcare professionals, ethicists, policymakers, everyone needs to be at the table, working together. We need to build a framework that makes sure AI in healthcare is used ethically, responsibly, and for the benefit of everyone.
Collaboration seems to be a theme today. And speaking of which, the retail industry is also getting a big AI makeover. You shared some articles about how Walmart is using AI to do all sorts of things, like optimize their supply chain, personalize the shopping experience, even create new revenue streams. It seems like they're not just keeping up with the times, they're shaping them.
What I find fascinating about Walmart is how they're using AI to improve every single part of their business: logistics, marketing, customer service, everything. And they're not just automating tasks, they're using it to truly understand their customers, really getting to know what they need, what they want.
So AI is becoming like the brains of the operation, helping them make better decisions, be more efficient, provide a better shopping experience.
Right, and the personalization they're achieving is amazing. They've got these recommendation engines that can suggest products you might like, and AI-powered chatbots for instant customer support.
It's like having a personal shopper at your fingertips 20/47.
Exactly. This level of personalization can make shopping more fun, more engaging, which means happier customers, more loyal customers, and ultimately more sales.
Makes sense. But they're not stopping there, are they?
Nope, they're not. They're using AI to optimize that massive supply chain too. Think about it. For a company as big as Walmart, that's a huge undertaking. Their algorithms can predict demand, figure out the optimal inventory levels, even find the most efficient delivery routes.
That's mind-blowing. It's like AI is turning Walmart into this perfectly synchronized machine, getting products from the warehouse to the customer as smoothly and quickly as possible.
And that efficiency translates to lower costs, which can then be passed on to the customers. Lower prices.
Win-win. AI is helping them save money, work smarter, and create a better experience for their customers. But they're not stopping there.
Of course not. It's not just about improving their existing business. It's about creating new ways to make money. Their digital advertising platform, for example, is powered by AI. This allows them to target ads much more effectively, which brings in more revenue.
So they're diversifying, finding new growth opportunities. That kind of adaptability is crucial, especially with online giants like Amazon breathing down their necks.
Absolutely. AI is giving traditional retailers the tools they need to not just survive, but thrive in this digital world. And the whole retail landscape is changing because of it.
It's exciting to watch. You also sent over some interesting stuff about the freelance economy, specifically Fiverr, and how AI is impacting that world. What caught your eye about that?
Fiverr is such a great example of how AI is changing the way we work. They're using AI to match freelancers with the perfect clients, personalize their whole experience on the platform, even offer AI-powered tools to make them more productive.
It's fascinating. It's like AI is becoming a support system for freelancers, helping them navigate this new world of work. What specific things is Fiverr doing to help these independent workers?
One thing that stood out to me is their AI-powered personal assistant. It can handle those routine tasks that take up so much time, like scheduling and answering emails. This frees up freelancers to focus on what they're good at, their skills, their expertise.
It's like having a virtual assistant who takes care of all the boring stuff so you can focus on the work you love.
Exactly.
That can make a huge difference for freelancers, helping them be more efficient, productive, and successful.
They're also using AI to help freelancers learn new skills and stay competitive. They have AI-powered courses and tutorials that can help them stay on top of industry trends and build up their portfolios.
It's like having a built-in career coach. And in a world where AI is constantly changing the game, this kind of continuous learning is more important than ever.
And it really highlights the point that AI isn't just about automation and replacing human workers. It's also about augmentation and collaboration. AI can actually help people be more creative, more productive, and more fulfilled in their work.
It's a partner, not a replacement. It's here to help us, not take over.
Right. And that shift in mindset is so important. It allows us to embrace the potential of AI and navigate the changes it brings.
It's like we're learning to dance with AI, figuring out how to move together in harmony. And that collaboration between humans and AI has the potential to unlock amazing things neither could do on their own.
I love that analogy. The future of work isn't about humans versus AI. It's about humans and AI working together.
And that's a future I'm excited to be a part of. But as we head towards that future, we can't forget about the potential bumps in the road. We have to make sure everyone benefits from AI, not just a privileged few.
Absolutely. We have to address those concerns about bias, make sure AI tools are accessible to everyone, and create policies that support a fair and equitable AI-driven economy.
Sounds like we need a new social contract for the AI age, something that ensures everyone has the chance to thrive in this new world of work.
Couldn't agree more, and that contract needs to be created by everyone. Technologists, policymakers, business leaders, workers, everyday people. We have to have those honest conversations about the future of work and work together to create a future that works for all of us.
What a great call to action, and a perfect way to wrap up our deep dive into AI. We've talked about the opportunities, the challenges, the uncertainties that lie ahead. But one thing's for sure, AI is here to stay, and it's going to keep changing our world in big ways.
So let's be prepared, be engaged, be bold in shaping that future. Let's work together to make sure AI is used to create a more just, equitable, and prosperous world for everyone.
Beautifully said. And thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it sparked your curiosity, got you thinking about AI's impact on our world. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep imagining the possibilities, because the future of AI is being written right now, and we all have a role to play.